Alright. Alright, so we're gonna start a new game. Moving my mouse around right there. Alright. Alright, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I figured I'd switch it up a little bit here. I'm still editing the Doom Eternal videos. I know it's, really late to those videos in terms of relevancy, but I just started getting into editing, so it should be it's still pretty fun for me right now, but got a lot of stuff going on right now. Figured I'd change it up a little bit with a Resident Evil Village speedrun. It's not going to be like fully new game. I'm going to do a loaded game. As you're going to see here, I've already completed the game about 5 times. I'm actually doing a sixth game run through. I finally just got the infinite ammo for the stake Magnum, but I just wanted to do a quick speed run for the game. I'm not quite sure. I guess I could just go casual to do the quickest speed run. Probably be the best thing to go for it. I can always try this again later, do another speed run on the other difficulties. So, load selected save data. And we're going to be skipping through a good portion of basically every cutscene. Whenever it allows me to skip, I skip. So I'm not the, most, I don't look into all the newest strats into speedrunning, so I just like to play through games fast every now and again when I find a game I like. And when a game like this is set up pretty handily to speedrun it over and over again, it's very easy to get into doing little, speedruns here and there. Oh. And there are a bunch of different things about this game. I do love the way it looks. I love what they did with the mechanics of the game. They basically just took what they had in Resident Evil 7 and heightened it to a pretty, it's not horribly different, but there are small little changes that they made that I think helped it. The graphics were upgraded tremendously from the previous game. I love the setting of the game. I love the fact that they have werewolves, vampires, crazy doll monsters, and big, huge fish monster. I wasn't expecting the fish monster guy to be in the game. But I love most of the enemies they added in here. My gripe with the game is that, you know, it's sort of like underdoes its story quite a bit. It doesn't do itself any services when it comes to the story. It's not that it's a bad story. I just don't think that the idea was well paced out. There are some portions of it that seem really rushed, such as the doll section, which we should get to here in about 20, if I time this out, 25 to 30 minutes. It's not really well paced out. The scary bits are very few and far between, and when they do emerge, they don't last that long. I read somewhere that, you know, probably everyone who's at all interested in this game probably read this, that they said that a test audience said that the Resident Evil 7 was too scary. And, you know, just like probably everyone else who likes this game has said, that's insane. There needed to be more scares in the game. There needed to be more horror elements, but they chose to go for more of the action elements in the game, which I don't think is a horrible place to go, because, as everyone loves to say, Resident Evil 4 is one of the best Resident Evil games, and they upped the campiness and the action factor in that game to a pretty decently high amount. So I'm not against it going more action-packed. It's just, you know, after the big revival that was the survival horror aspect of Resident Evil, it's just rather disappointing to come back and see that, you know, all the aspects that were changed about it to go back to the original style were basically pretty much thrown out. And, you know, I know a lot of people say that they didn't like Resident Evil 7. They thought it was, you know, as much as it revived the horror aspect of the game, I see a bunch of people saying they didn't like it, which is fine, I guess. Not everyone can like games, even if a whole bunch of other people liked them. I liked it. So that's just me, I guess. But, you know, I was just sort of disappointed that they didn't go heavier with the horror elements in the game. The action, though, in the game is really good. I do like it. There's plenty of aspects to the combat, especially since you have huge monsters in this game, sometimes with the big wolves that they added into the game, that spring up on you. And when they spring up on you, it's really nice. And then you get sections like this where it's, you know, all action and a little bit of horror. I do think they did it pretty well. I was not expecting when I first played the game for Ethan's hand to all of a sudden go half missing. So that was a nice little change up from what I thought they were going to do. When I played the demo, like most other people, his hand was intact, so I was not expecting them to destroy part of what he had in the demo. I was expecting him to keep his hand, but poor Ethan lost it. Sorry for him. This part right here I thought was this is probably one of the better parts of the game. One of the more annoying parts, to be sure. the first couple times you play through it, you might, if you're new to the game, you might, but even if you played the other games before, you probably played through this and went, what the hell am I supposed to do? Because you kept shooting them and they kept coming. This section lasts for like 5 minutes or something. It's something insane. But you're meant to go searching and sneaking through these buildings, or running through the buildings, not sneaking. And you're not able to do something like this until, oh, I forgot, casual mode has the auto lock. So sorry for those of you who are watching this and don't like auto lock. That's just what casual does. It puts auto lock on. Allows you to kill enemies a lot quicker, but it puts stupid shit like that on. So you can't really do free aim so much. Yeah, that was god awful. I might just stick to free aim. I'm probably not going to aim down the sights. Yeah, that's much better. Just collecting as much money as I can. I'm not going to buy anything this run. Hell, I might not even talk to the Duke unless it's for story purposes. Since I have unlimited ammo, there's really no reason to talk to him. I'm not planning on picking up any items really either. Since this is casual, I should be able to get through the whole game with having little to no major hits on me at all. Two shots and he's down. And this is sort of the boring part right here. Once you kill the big guy and you've got this big weapon, kill anything in one shot, you're sort of just walking around and waiting for the cutscene to happen. That's the only thing I don't like about this. Once you get past the first playthrough of the game and then you start getting out the unlimited ammo bonuses, then it sort of just gets boring after a while. It's still a nice game to play. The combat's really fluid. Everything's nice and honed to a decent point. Nothing's perfect. Obviously, it still feels a bit clunky in some places, but I really like it. Anyone shoot me in the leg? Wow. I actually didn't get shot in the leg, I just got smashed in the face. Okay. So when you get done with that section there, what you want to do is instantly, it depends on which one you want to do first. I end up just picking up the Maiden's Crest first in the little church right here. Heading up here, you're going to see that there are some of these things here, but you don't need to hurt them at all. You just run past them, skip this. Run over here outside the door, get through the section here and make sure to come over here and open the door, because there's plenty of times where I just immediately run up to the door thinking I could just run inside, forgetting that I have to get the people right there. And then you can just, in this little room, you can look around, save your game, look at some letters that I've already looked at. And then Louisa right here, she takes you over to the survivor people. Skip that. And from what I've been able to gather, it doesn't matter how many shots you pump into him, he's basically invincible. Run over here, grab the truck key. It's immediately going to put you into that. Do a slight left turn, and you get the screwdriver out of there. Bring the truck key over here. Skip that. Hit the gas. Skip that again. Go around her. Go up here. That starts a cutscene. Skips. She's dead. I know everyone should probably already know this by now since it is a speed run, but just in case you don't for some reason, spoilers. I'm going to be spoiling every major boss fight in this game. I'm going to be running through the game pretty quickly, so there's not really going to be any story aspects so much. It's just going to be straight gameplay. Death has visited them all. She's creepy. Okay, so then you run over here, put the mains crest here, and it's always going to be canted slightly to the right, so you always want to press left. You know, sometimes you get it. I've gotten it to where I've gotten both crests basically on the money once or twice, but you know, you'll probably better people at this probably get the timing down to that almost to this like the centimeter every single time. But each one starts off a little canted to the right, so you just have to press left. Skip that. And they're going to start talking. You got to wait until you see the doll. Then you can skip that. I sort of double tap that, so I lost a second there. It's alright. Like I said, I don't put too much thought down into the time. I just like to do games fast every now and again when I find a game I like. I do this with Outlast too, but for some reason Outlast does not like to record with my setup for some reason. Don't know why. Resident Evil can record, but Outlast, no. You need to run up here a little bit, otherwise it's not going to fall down. Get into this little cove right here. Then you just need to wait for the spikes to rush over here to you. All of this is a cutscene, so you just have to wait until he climbs out from underneath the spinning bladed wheel of death, and then run out. Take out your weapon or don't. It really doesn't matter. You won't find any enemies until you get into Dimitrescu's castle up here. Go through this door, go to the right, and then get into the castle. Skip that. Oh. Yeah. Watch out. Sometimes you'll press it and you'll actually come into a menu. Sometimes they look like cutscenes, which they kind of are, but they're doing it in-game instead of a cutscene, so it's really just your character. That was weird. Probably because I ran through that section. Never had it load on me there before. That's a cutscene, but so sometimes cutscenes aren't really cutscenes so much. They're more of just in-game sections that sort of take control away from you, but it still sort of thinks, I guess, you're in control. It's not a true cutscene. So whenever you press that little button there, it brings up the menu, and it, if you press yes accidentally, it'll restart you probably from a last checkpoint. I don't know, I've never used that button, so. But just if you end up wanting to do this yourself, just make sure that you watch out for that. Because there's multiple sections that do that. It makes it seem like a cutscene, but when you go to skip it, you can accidentally almost restart yourself from a checkpoint. So while this is doing this, go ahead and move that. You move it, it's going to start slanted to the right, so you're just going to move it up slightly to the up to the left. Sorry. That way you can pull it out real quick. After that, you're going to run up here, up the stairs over to the right. Instantly use the maroon eye that you've taken out of the ring. It'll open this door. And then Cassandra will spawn right there. And that cutscene, skip it. And then just run. Just do all the little button prompts and a run. And she'll lose you easy enough. There's the big vampire lady, Mrs. Dimitrescu, right there, with her Sanguinus Virginis, or Virginis, however you pronounce that. I'm gonna pull out the rifle real quick, because I don't want to lose time just in case I miss with that rifle. Oh. Hit something there. Shoot that one because he's in the way. I can't believe Cassandra caused all this mess. To the right. Go up the stairs and to the right. Because if you go to the left, you'll be facing down some shotgun bullets. You don't want to do that. And she's dead after one hit. Like I said, I'm not really going to be collecting items this playthrough. Me taking those 10 bullets was just a screw up on my part. Didn't mean to take those. We're gonna come over here and unlock this door. Just as a quick access a little later on in the castle, so you don't have to run all the way back around in one section after you get back from the roof. I'll let you know when we pass through the door that we unlocked over there. Now, if you get over here fast enough, she actually won't be able to get to you. I think her model will still probably be loading in, so you'll actually just be able to rush through her. You'll still get hurt a little bit, but you won't actually need to heal up or run away from her in any way. And I'm sure, as many people already guessed, you don't need to slow down for Dimitrescu over here. You can just run up. For this, it's this, and this. So you turn the peasants to the right to face him. You turn the lady to the left to face the peasant girl, and then you face the peasant girl over to the right to face the lady. And that combination drains the blood and opens up the passageway. Oh shit. I completely spaced out there for a second. That guy doesn't do anything. One's gonna spawn right there. You can just run around that guy. You don't need to worry about him. This one spawns a little further up. Those will always hit you unless you... Oh my god. And that's what happens when you miss. That little section right there, you can't really help but have to shoot some of those guys. Because if you don't, they'll just smack you, trap you in areas. At least for me, they always do. If someone else has been able to get around them without having to shoot them, I haven't seen it. Dimitrescu key. Immediately open up the door. And you're gonna get the cutscene. The big vampire lady doing her little BDSM thing and smashing you into the floor and throwing you all the way down to the dungeon. Then, oh shoot. Another fuck up there. Gotta immediately pull this lever after getting out from that hole there. You're going to walk up here, turn to the right, and head all the way down. Head all the way down. You're going to play the cutscene. Get your arm cut off. Oh, nope, doesn't work. And that's what happens. You hurry up. This is what I mean by I don't know all of the sort of strategies around this. I do know that if you get unlucky and she's on the other side after you open up that door, she'll actually break open the iron gate right next to the door and screw you over. Yeah, this is another one of those cutscenes where it's a cutscene but not a cutscene, so it still thinks you're part of the you're actually controlling it, or it's just set up in this way so that you can't skip it. So if you try to skip it, you might accidentally reset yourself to a last checkpoint. And what you're going to do is, once you get up here, you're going to turn to the right and immediately go through this door. Oh, come on. Oh, that's locked, I forgot. So you need need to head upstairs. Go all the way over here. Oh my... I'm just gonna kill myself more than I'm gonna kill these enemies. Gonna come over here. Oh. Most of those are pretty easy because they're just one key over from the other ones. So you can get that done pretty quick. Once you get the initial notes done, you can usually get the rest of those done pretty easily. It's usually not that bad. There we go. Demetress is going to be over here. Yep, there she is. It's up to you how you want to play this. Oh, what? That's never happened. It's always first time for everything, right? Her daughter's gonna be here. One shot. Always works. So for this one, you're gonna have a bell right there, a bell right here, bell right here, right there, and right there. This is gonna lead you to the roof. Where you'll get the third mask. The first mask was from the elevator from down in the dungeon. The second mask was in that room right after you killed the second daughter. And the third mask is going to be up here. After you get all the way to the edge. Go ahead and push that button. That'll activate the elevator. I mean, I guess you probably don't need to, actually, now that I think about it, because you'll just end up going to that same exact place anyways, and the elevator shouldn't move. So it's up to you whether or not you want to push it. You can just run past all these enemies. They're going to be chasing after you, but they're not fast enough to catch you. It's a flaw in their design. I've never really been hit by those guys when I do that, so. I just shoot them there so that I don't get screwed when I go to run away. Probably didn't need to, but that's what I usually do. Press the button, it'll get you in there. Press the down button, get out of here. And anyone wondering, there's a gem right there, a little high up, but you can get it from shooting it down here too. So here's where we're going to use that door that we unlocked earlier. She's always here. She's always there, so you need to make sure that you have that door unlocked, because if you don't, then she's just going to sort of have you cornered, and then you have to run back and lure her into the bigger room so you can run around her. So you take that mask, the mask is going to close the door behind you. What you need to do is run into this room, immediately take that. Oh shoot, where are they? That. Open up that. Oh shit. And then and while she's dying, examine the skull, immediately go to the back and unscrew the skull from the plaque. And to open up the bars, you're going to put the animal skull there. Now watch out when you go out here, because Dimitrescu is going to be right here. She's always going to show up right here. No matter what you do, she's always going to show up right here. I usually wait for her to get down to the bottom of the stairs and into the middle of the room, and then I'll usually run past. Okay, so when you do this, you always want to make sure to look. So 4, plan this out, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2. And if you get them in a certain order, you'll always know which one's which, but you never know. You always want to make sure. So 2, 4, 1, 3. All 4 of those. She'll usually get pretty close. Usually she doesn't get you, but if you manage to sneak past her anyways. But it's a crapshoot as to whether or not she sort of runs back there, at least in my experience. Skip that. Now since I have the stake, I can deal quite a bit of damage to her. But if you're just playing this for the first time, Dimitrescu has the least amount of hit points, obviously, since your weapons aren't supposed to be that good. In this part of the game anyways. You're supposed to have the Lemmy and possibly the shotgun during this section. Oh, and the sniper rifle. That's about it. You don't have the 1911 because you get that in the village a little later on. And no matter how much damage you do to her, she'll always have to destroy those 2 little pillars there, or those 2 sections right there, before they continue on with her other stages. This auto-aiming is nice when you have to, aim at a far-away opponent, because they can't really do anything about it. Yeah, there we go. That's our first phase done. Skip. She can't be damaged in this section, so you just have to run straight up. Now, if you can hit her in this section, more power to you. I don't even think she can be. So I'm just not going to try. She's dead. Skip. Grab the vial. Or flask, I guess. Shoot that and immediately run past that outhouse and that other separate path leading over to the water. Don't worry about the fish, unless you're just playing a regular playthrough, in which the fish you're going to want to get, especially if you haven't completed the game before. The fish are probably... I don't know if you can actually get all of the meals on the first playthrough. I got all of them except one, with the last one I think, which I still needed like 4 fish or something to get to actually get through it all. So I don't even know if you can get all the fish in the first playthrough. You might have to do multiple playthroughs, so that's another incentive to do it, but only if you like playing the game, which, you know, I've played it 5 times, so I obviously like playing it. Run past all that. There are usually boxes up at the top of these steps over to the right. You can go get some enemies down to the left, and one spawned over to the right. Also, one enemy in the left and right in the left cavern, not the right cavern. Right there. You're gonna go over here, and there's gonna be a cutscene with the Duke. Skip that. Use the winged key. You now need to go get the other portion of the key in the house in the middle of the village. What you can do is shoot that out. Oh shit, I always forget you need to go through this house because that little gate over there is not open. So you need to open it or unlock it. Didn't need to do that, but I wanted to. And you need to go over here. 070408 0700408. Now that little section there, the enemy won't actually spawn unless you look outside of the window for a pre-allotted amount of time, and I never look at it for that long, so he never spawns. Jack handle. It just takes a quick second for it to do that, and you can go and just rush past all this. Shoot that so he doesn't block you. And what that shooting the lock did is now you can just go through here. I have to go around and climb up another ladder, use the iron insignia key. You don't ever have to use that iron insignia key but one other time, and that's near the later half of the game. Shoot that so he doesn't screw you over. Yeah. Switch it, turn it a little bit so you can actually get the examine key. Open the door, get out of the gate, and go over here to the graveyard. It'll play another cutscene where the Duke reveals the fate of little Rosemary. Then another cutscene will play after that treasures on the map are revealed. Go to the right. We're going now to the Benvenido mansion. So we're gonna go fight the doll lady. What's her name? Claire? I can't remember at this point. We're going over here. Don't worry about getting any items at first, because once you head through the gate, this is all illusion, and this is all an illusion at first. There's no items to be gotten yet. All the items will become available after you defeat her, and you can come back through here and you'll have zombies, or sorry, vampire husks walking around everywhere. And a whole bunch of items, and even a puzzle. There was also a puzzle in the castle that required a mermaid ball, which is in the right above the piano room in Dimitrescu's castle. The ball over here is in a little shrine up on top of one of the hills. You find the ball there, and then you go over to the shack through one of the gates, and the little puzzle is there. Now whenever you do this, nothing happens, but the light goes out and this gets written here. I don't know if it actually does anything, but I make sure to try to look at it as soon as possible, because I don't know if that causes you to ride any longer if you don't look at it. And it's not like you're doing anything anyway, so you might as well look at it. Go ahead and run right up to the door. You'll immediately get a cutscene, or semi-cutscene. Go ahead and run over here to the kitchen in the back. Run through this door, you'll see the peeling wallpaper, and run all the way through the hall back here to this elevator here. And you'll start the horror section down here. Go up and immediately try to steal it. Yeah, this is a semi-cut scene as well. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is immediately go and do the shoulder here. Take off the shoulder and it'll give you the silver key for that room over there. Shit, is it right here? I think it's right here. Do the lower left leg, which will get you the winding key. Yep. Winding key. And if you don't know the code like me, I seem to keep fucking forgetting it, you can take the ring off of the left finger. If you do know the code, this should save you some time. I'm gonna feel real stupid, but I think it's 052811 or 052911. I can never remember. But this would save you some time if you can memorize it. Zero 0529. Zero 5 29 11. Open that door after you got those 3 items, or 2, like I said, depending on your knowledge. Make sure you have the winding key, because you're going to need to wind this thing up. So winding key, it's going to open it, and then you need to immediately match these things with their sections. And once you do it enough, you'll get it down. You just need to make sure to line up the scars. You need to look at the scars on the cylinders. A couple of them look like they could fit other places than they're actually supposed to, but once you figure out the pattern, it shouldn't be that hard. You just move one of the middle ones over to the left, another middle one over to the far right, and another one on the far right over to the left a little bit. You take the tweezers you got from the box, you open the mouth, and you get the film from inside the mouth. Once you get that, you get this little spooky thing. A little spooky section starts here. This is where everything starts to go a little topsy-turvy. You take the film, you bring it in here. You look at this. So, best friend, fairy tale, important thing in the world to us, a wedding gift, proof of Ethan's everlasting love. If my hitboxes want to work, so favorite toy, story, most important thing, symbol, present. You watch this, and if it plays, that means that you did it right. If you didn't do it right, it would have played for like a second and then stopped. No, I don't think it matters you go to the left or the right here. Maybe it does, I don't know. Pick up the scissors. Do the scissors here. You're gonna cut through these. Don't worry about the phone call, you don't need to answer it. It's just for atmosphere purposes more than anything. Unlock this door and run back into this room with the puppet as soon as it allows you to open up the door again. The mannequin. Use the scissors on the bandages on the chest. It'll get you a medallion here. And then you run to this door over here down this hallway. You put the medallion here. You bring this to the little bird facing to the right. And then you bring this to the 3 eyes closed up. And that'll open up that door. Go to the right here because it's a lot faster. Back up. Turn around real quick. Pick up the breaker box key. Immediately leave. Run back through the hallway, ignoring the baby if you can. You won't be able to ignore the baby for long, so ignore it while you can. Now, I don't know if there's a better way to do this or not, but for me, I run through here, draw the baby's attention. You know you've got it hooked once you hear its voice. Once you hear it start screeching and gasping for air and all that other shit. So you run over here, run through this little area. Don't worry about the baby turning around and cutting you off. So far for me, it hasn't done that at all. Come over here, get the relief of a child. Go back over here. Now you won't be able to get to the door to put the relief in with the baby still there, because he'll be right there. You can basically sit right in front of this little entryway, and he shouldn't come and actually try to follow you through here. I know he can when he chases you, but he doesn't do it so far that I've seen in the runs that I've done in this game right here. So when he turns around, you can go ahead and follow right behind him. He shouldn't turn around. You should be able to get right up to the door. Put the relief of a child in there. Get through the door. Come back over here, get the fuse. If you can, try to run straight over to the door while the lights are off. Open the door, walk forward, child will kick open the door. You just need to run back to the room, and the way I do it is you get down under the bed, go all the way through it until you basically get right up against the edge of it. You'll be really close to the baby, but trust me, he won't get you. Once he passes by the bed, your section of the bed, get out and run for it. Now don't worry, at this point you should be home free. Unless you screw up real bad or panic, you should be basically home free. You don't need to go and hide anymore. You just need to run to the breaker box, put in the fuse, and you shouldn't even need to press the button. The elevator should automatically start coming down once you put the fuse in. Now what'll scare you is the fact that now the baby's right behind you. But you don't need to worry. It's supposed to be set up this way. He stops right there in the doorway, and you should be able to just press the button before he gets to you. Once that's done, hear the cackling. That means the doll's over there in the kitchen area. Open the door, she's gonna be right there. There should be a cutscene right here. So she should always be upstairs in this room for the first time. Now after the first time you do it, she should always be in the kitchen area. Now it's a toss-up whether or not she's here, and she's there. To see if she's there, you need to look through that little section there to see if you see her little figure. And then she should either be over here, which she is, or she'd be right by the elevator you came in and escaped the baby from. It's either one of those two. Now this is actually the fastest I think I've ever done this boss before, because to get a certain achievement you need to beat her in 1 minute 40. But the fastest I've ever gotten before this was 1:41, 1 second off. So we'll see. Skip that. Make sure to move it around and examine it so that you can attach the key there. Flask. Now you can collect the doll. You know what? Let's go ahead. Since we're waiting there anyways, might as well collect the doll. I don't know if we'll get to keep it and turn it in for money next playthrough, because I don't plan on seeing the Duke at all unless I have to. Do this. Press down. All you gotta do is wait. There we go. Just start running through, and this time you'll notice that it's a whole lot clearer. There's no fog, or there's less fog, I should say. And all the buildings and surroundings seem to be clearer than they were before. Go ahead and run past all this stuff. A bunch of enemies will start spawning now, don't worry about them. You just gotta run past all of them. I think there's gonna be 1 or 2 that we really can't avoid, because like everything else in this game, it puts them right in front of you. So you sort of have to deal with them. Otherwise they'll slow you down. But you can go around and search around for items now. There should be plenty of items. Money, gems, all the like. Yep, like this one. Decided to place his ass right in front of me. Him, it's a crapshoot whether or not you get past him fast enough. I'm just never fast enough. Now for the flasks, I always wait until the very end once I get all the flasks to even put them in the chalice. Just because that way it's not, you know, you don't waste time doing it. Crystal Beast. You should just be able to shoot that once if you're on casual with the stake and kill it. This is where you start seeing Moreau's little goop shit that he puts up everywhere. Moreau's section is a bit more concentrated with the puzzles portion. So this section's a little harder, even if only just because they put a whole lot more sort of navigation puzzle aspects into it. Go into the mill down the middle, go all the way to the back side of the green wheel there, and you'll see the stairs leading down the elevator. And then you'll take them down like this. And I forget which side it's on. I want to say it's on the opposite side. There you enter it at. Yep, right here. Get out of the elevator, go to the right, and immediately go down this hallway. This is actually 2 cutscenes put into one. So you just get both of those. Over here to the left through the gate that was there but is now broken. Shoot this. Go down over here, and you're going to go straight to the shack, collect the key, and then run. You can get out of here long before any of these werewolves get to you. Back down here over to this outside area, and you'll come across a boat at the end of this dock over here. Go ahead and use that key and get into the boat. About slowing down. Moreau never gets you there. It's set up that way. Just go to the cave right across the way from your cave that you enter from. You'll enter here, skip this. It was a whole cutscene with Chris and a couple of his soldier guys. And then immediately run through all the platforms. And you'll get that cutscene at the end there, and then you'll run up here, go through this door, immediately take a left turn once you get down to the end, and you should go through a small hallway leading out here and turn this crank. You know, you'll get one good turn out of this crank and then it'll snap. And when it does, you just need to go down this ladder sideways so you don't grab a hold of it. Get down there faster. Moreau won't show up for this one, but he'll show up for all the other ones. I've tried to outrun him on this one, it just doesn't work. So just give him a second here. Let him go there. Shoot that down. Shoot that down. You have to wait a second. Run across it. Go up here. Immediately push this down. Immediately turn around. Open this container or this box and pull this lever. It's going to bring another platform up there. And then bring this platform up. Pull that immediately. And then immediately rush over here, where you're also going to pull this blue one so that doesn't fall. You're going to pull this, pull that, pull this. Damn it. At this point, the run is dead. So what you need to do is you need to pull the orange lever when you cross that middle platform again. So I'll show you what I mean. This is the middle platform right here. You need to pull that so that the orange one doesn't fall down, because that always happens. No matter how hard I try, I always fall down on that one. Pull the orange one. Wait. Oh, you actually don't need to wait. Just run through that one. Wait for this one. He's gonna yell, "I'm the best." Wait for this one. Run across. Run over here. He's gonna jump over. Immediately push this through here. It'll lead you back to this area, which the new platform has just given you another one of these carts to push over. And then immediately lead you down. Immediately jump over. Don't worry about Moreau. He's not going to get you. Or at least he's never gotten me whenever I've done it. Pull the lever. Wait for this to come up. And as soon as it gets over, you should be able to just jump down. Yeah, that rises up to block your way, but you can shoot it. It doesn't take much damage to get rid of it. Shoot that lock on the ladder, and then climb up it, climb over here, get the crank, and then you need to run over here. So you can't climb this, interact with that, and then interact with this again and do the crank. For some reason, even though you know that you need to put the crank there, it forces you to go to that one little section to be able to use the crank in that one spot. So, yeah, it forces you to do it, so you just need to do it. You're gonna go up here, use the rope. I was gonna jump up at you, so watch your head. Watch your body. Go over here, use the crank to turn this. At that point you have electricity. You can run all the way back over here and do this little light panel here. Now what you need to remember is this light panel is skewed. So this little black box there is that little black box over there. So you need to make sure that this is orange, this is blue, this is white, and this is blue. And once you're done with that, flip that. It'll open up the floodgates and it'll get rid of Moreau's water. Just run out here to this door. Moreau will now be walking away. It doesn't matter how close you get, he'll just sort of knock you around. He won't actually hurt you. Go over here a little bit. he'll appear. And since this is casual, I kill him in 5 shots. So after you're done with that, the only one that really needs to be gotten is the last flask from I forget his name at this point, but the werewolf leader. He's the one you need to get it from. And you'll have big old signs once you get back to the village, basically telling you where you need to go. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. Look, see? Big old signs. This way. And what this is doing is just taking you over to the 4th flask. So you just want to run as fast as you can over to that 4th flask so you can get yourself going onto the final area of the game. Now this section of the game is probably the most, no, it's not probably, it's the most action intense. And it's what strives the farthest from what Resident Evil was trying to do. So I don't think this is a bad section. It's just not what I was expecting from a Resident Evil game. I was expecting horror elements, and that's not what I got. I got action shooter elements. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people say that the inventory was given a bit too much room, a whole lot of room. I liked it just because, you know, I'm more of a casual gamer, so I don't like games where I have to constantly budget everything I have, but I know that was one of the reasons why the original Resident Evil was so scary, was the fact that you couldn't take everything, that it took so much consideration into what you might need to actually take stuff. But that's just my opinion on the matter. I like it better when there's more room, but I know that in horror games that's not exactly a good sign that you have everything you need to fight everything off. Because usually when you have that, at that point, the enemies just become sponges for bullets and weapons. So you usually don't want that. Oh, you bastard, get off me. I'm sucking right now. This is the section I was talking about when I was referring to the focus on action rather than the survival horror aspect. I probably could have run past those guys, but I decided to shoot it out. Once again, not a very serious speed run. Just doing it because every now and again I find games that I like enough to play multiple times and go through them fast. So that's not the last action section by any means. We still have the factory coming up, which is the biggest action sequence you've ever seen. And it lasts for a long while. So get him damaged. He's not going to die till he actually comes down here though. So let's drag him down here. And he's dead. Two cutscenes, gotta love it. So here you need to use your iron insignia key. This is the last time you're ever going to use it. Right there. So now you have all 4 flasks. You could go over to the left and fight the big alpha wolf monster if you wanted to. It's definitely a fight that I enjoyed. It's a whole lot harder than all of the other wolves basically put together. It's ridiculous. So now that you have all the flasks, you're going to put them all in the giant's chalice here. Skip that. The first one always gives you the vision, and there's always going to be these little cutscenes here. I believe the last one gives you a cutscene too. Well, it does give you a cutscene, but not a vision. So you're going to take this giant's chalice and take it to the area that you came out of before, once you defeated Lady Dimitrescu. It's going to have the umbrella symbol. right here in the middle, and you're going to put the giant's chalice on top of it. And then it's going to act as a elevator after this cutscene to take you down to the new area. So you head in, you go to the left, you go through the smaller door, and you're going to head in through this smaller door and head immediately to the back of the room with the cloth. And it'll start a cutscene. Get past it, get past this next cutscene, and the guy with the propeller torso is going to be behind you. Just keep running. And then jump into this vent here. Or garbage chute. Sorry. Once again, I usually shoot one of them just to make sure that they don't hit me, because I've had them hit me before and ruin my times. But you know, it all depends. If you can get past them without having to shoot them, then that'll save you like maybe half a second, maybe a full second, since every time you shoot it slows you down. So just head past the elevator, go straight through here. There shouldn't be anything in here this time, but there is going to be a couple things in the room right here. Shoot them just to make sure they don't screw with you. Head past that. Go around here and then go through this room, and you should be in a smelter room with a couple enemies. Head past here. Go over here. Go into this room. Run into the back. Grab the relief mold. He's gonna be set free, but don't worry about him. He's not fast at all. He's not gonna chase you. He might try, but he's not gonna get to you. And go ahead and take the relief mold over here. Place it in here, and it should make you the relief to go on that wall. You can actually take it off before it even opens. So just once it gets to bringing it down, go ahead and just start smashing that grab button. Head down sideways. Now it's completely up to you what you want to do. You can head past them. You can take your time and disable them. But just like that, sometimes I mess up. And I end up getting myself killed or something. To disable them, you just shoot the bulbs on the sides of the machine gears. Now to open that up, we need the cog mold, which you're going to go through the work floor, go into this room, and the cog mold is right here. He's actually going to show up, and you're probably just going to have to deal with him. You can get past him, that's cool. Less time for you having to deal with them. But for me, I always just deal with them. It's usually just easier and gets me less hurt than trying to go around them. Once that's done, you can just head down through the factory floor, because it'll start everything back up. Head through this door. There's going to be an enemy spawning right there. You can ignore them. Head to the left. Go up the stairs. And just rapidly shoot all of those. Go ahead and shoot these, and it should be fast enough. You don't have to worry about it. He doesn't really follow you through that door for some reason if you do it that fast. Same thing with this guy. You should be able to actually just do this rapid fire and not have to worry about it. And then go immediately to the left after you get into that door. You should just be able to get past the propeller torso man. You can pass by the elevator. You don't need to go to this floor anymore. Did you go sideways? No. Doesn't matter how you try to do it. I've never been able to just fall down on that part. Run all the way back to the back of the mine there, and then go through that grate, and then you should end up here in the turbine room. make sure while you're heading up to destroy the buttons. Whoop. You'll have these jet guys chasing after you the entire time, so if they hit you once or twice on the higher difficulties, you're basically dead. But since this is casual, I was able to just basically do this entire thing without having to worry about, oh, okay. Apparently they both wanted to cut in on my early leaving fun. So that sent me back a little bit. Now for that, you want to make sure to shoot the middle with the bright red button so that it destroys the fan before you get mulched into bits. I need to look up what happens if you actually just let it kill you, because I don't think I've ever been killed by that before, because it's so stupendously easy to hit that. Go onto the pipe and go around, and then you'll find the ladder, and it'll lead you right up to that room. And you're going up on this elevator right here. I believe to go over to the second to last area. Because this is the key mold. So that needs the Heisenberg key to open. So now is the time when you have to call the elevator. So to make the mold, you need to go all the way down to B4. Then you need to head through all those hallways again. And in this section, there's definitely going to be enemies. That was lucky. Okay, got the key. So he's heavily armored, so you actually can't get through his defenses. He's sort of in your way, so there's no other way for you to do this unless you actually get through his defenses. So luckily, since this is not a new game, I have a grenade launcher. Okay, so the Heisenberg key. Once he's dead, so to kill him usually you would have to wait for him to start sprinting, hit himself against a wall, and then shoot his back vent. That's how you would kill him. The back vent on his bottom side. Back bottom side. Which isn't that hard to do, but at least for me, the first time I tried to do it, it was annoying because eventually he gets this fire attack that basically sets the whole room on fire. So it just causes you to take more time with something that shouldn't take that long. His boss fight is just more annoying than anything. 2 cutscenes. So this is where you fight Heisenberg. This is the first part where it takes away your ability to have the weapons you want and substitutes it for its own weapons. But this is casual. So hopefully it won't screw with anything too badly. I did another run on Village of Shadows difficulty, not on New Game, because that's just impossible. And this fight took me probably 20-30 minutes. So he's got 3 weak spots, 1 on each arm and 1 on the bottom left of his body. And once you hit all of those enough times, he sort of looks trashed and does this big attack. What I found is that I find it faster to just get closer to him when he does the attack, so he can just do it to you and you won't have to wait. And he's dead. Then you just gotta wait. Cause another cutscene. Awesome. And spoiler alert: Ethan gets indisposed. So you're forced to play as Chris. Yeah. Just gotta keep pressing it until it allows you to skip. Right here. Alright. This is the second portion that keeps you from using the weapons that you've gotten throughout the game. Forces you to use Chris's rifle, which isn't a bad rifle, but it's the second best rifle, so you actually have to, you know, do a bit of work to be able to kill them. Now here's one fight that you don't particularly have to do. There's going to be two large wolves coming through, and you don't need to fight either of them. All you need to do is run past. Run over here to the right. Two of them are going to break in here. You only need to kill the one, because the other one goes too far to actually do anything with. Alright. So we're going to stand here, because this is the area you want to be in. you're actually making your stand, because it has quite a bit of room for you to actually walk around and move a little bit. Then you just go ahead and back up, because once the missile hits, all these enemies die. And just stay in this one little area. Yep, and it takes 3 hits and then it's good. And you can immediately head over and jump down the hole. Not a lot of room in this freaking area. Won't need to. Yeah, Mega Might Seat, blah blah. That's the last of Chris. Now it's back to Ethan. Oh yeah, and that little lab area is full of collectibles and stuff, so you can go ahead and read those and collect those. But you can just head over to the back, shoot that padlock off the door, and find Mia just sitting behind bars. skip. Skipped all the cutscenes. Going as fast, maybe not as I could have the entire time, but most of the time. Hide and seek master, that should be for the 140. For Isabel, I think her name was. I can't remember at this point. And frugal father. I'm guessing that means never spending anything. So we'll do... Alright, so what was the time? 1:50 and 7 seconds. Resident Evil Village in 1 hour and 50 minutes. Nice. Alright everyone, thank you for joining me. I just wanted to do this real quick since I'm real busy at the moment, so I haven't been able to take the time to look over the edits for the Doom Eternal stuff that much right now. So I just wanted to do this real quick, sync up the audio to this footage, and then I'll put it up. Thank you so very much for joining me, and I hope you'll join me next time.